Welcome to Coryell Roofing, Setting the Standard. We're excited today. We've got some very special guests in studio. And we invited these guests multiple times and encouraged them to be a part of this podcast because we believe they have such a powerful platform and powerful message to share. So by invitation, today we have the president of Duro-Last, Darren Schulz, and the director of marketing, Andrea Fisher, in-house with us today. So welcome. Thank you guys for being here.
Thanks.
Something else. Great to be here. Yeah.
Has it been a good trip so far?
So far.
So you came in from California into Dallas-Fort Worth and enjoyed your time so far?
Over the last couple of days. Yeah, it's a great city, and we've had a great time catching up, and here we are having this conversation with a few people joining us.
Well, thank you for doing this. I know that you guys have a lot of responsibility, a lot of contractors across the nation, and we just happen to be one of those contractors, and we were excited at the opportunity to invite you guys to this show and talk to you about what partnerships mean. Andrea, you traveled in from Michigan, had a few flight issues, right?
But I got here.
You
I
got
got here, and that's all that matters.
Always
right? And
positive.
it was worth all the delays. Yes.
Good.
Love
Well,
being here. Great.
We've
team.
enjoyed spending some time with you. We started off in our Oklahoma headquarters and toured the facility, met the team, and then came down to Dallas-Fort Worth for some activities and then to record this exciting podcast. So
Yeah.
it's a pleasure to have you both here. Thanks for agreeing to this.
Thanks, Chris. That's a wonderful
So
platform.
I want to talk to you guys a little bit about your history. Darren, you're new as the president of Duro-Last, about a year in.
Yeah, a year in, I think the new titles kind of got worn out. I definitely, I own it now.
Yeah.
After a year in the seat.
Good.
And really spent the first, as you know, a big part of the first year getting around the country, getting to know our contractors that are at the center of our business. And so it's been a great start. And as you know, we've got big plans for the future too. So.
It doesn't seem like it's been a year.
No, in some regards,
It is
to me it doesn't, and then in other regards, it has, because there's just been so much happen in the industry, in the market, and in our organization. And then obviously, as the new guy, you know, you got to get around. So it's been busy, but great.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So the dynamic here is Coryell Roofing is a contractor for Duro-Last. We applied Duro-Last roof systems to clients across 6 states currently and expanding beyond that. And so we're excited for your leadership, for your guidance. We're excited for the direction of Duro-Last and where we feel like you're taking that. We're most excited about the fabric of Duro-Last and the fact that it's going to stay intact and be such a powerful entity in the roofing industry.
Yeah, look, that's really important to us, that this business has been built up over many decades through family ownership and new ownership over the last couple of years. And it's really important through all of that time, and as we look out to the horizon of the future as well, that we stick to the things that have made us successful. And that is at its core, the relationships, the business relationships that have been built around those partnerships with our contractors. We're not just selling direct, we're working together to take care of the building owners and those people that live and work in the buildings that we take care of.
And we're going to talk a little bit more about that because that is exactly why Coryell Roofing aligns with Duro-Last, because of that focus, that mentality of working with contractors, not just selling, not necessarily just a 2-step approach or a distribution approach, a true relationship with contractors. And how does that benefit the industry? How does that benefit the end user? We deal with end users on a daily basis. We have to make sure that the products that we're representing and the systems that we're recommending and specifying are of absolute highest quality and standards. And we've aligned with Duro-Last because of that. So we'll come back to that a little bit.
Sure.
Andrea, Director of Marketing, you've been at Duro-Last, what, 5 years? Is that right?
Almost 7 now.
Almost 7.
I think I'm not great with numbers, but I think in October it will be 7 years.
Time does fly.
It
for
does.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sorry, I called you the new guy, and it's been a year, and you're 7 years, and I was thinking 5. But yeah, that's exciting. How did you come about landing at Duro-Last? Tell me about that journey.
It's kind, if you believe in like serendipity. Well, I've had a lifetime, 26 years in marketing, public relations, and I was working for another manufacturer in Saginaw, Michigan, and had heard of Duro-Last, but didn't know them intimately, didn't even really know the roofing industry per se. And I'm at my other place of employment, which was a great company, Merrill Technologies Group. Shout out to them. And a headhunter had approached me for this position at Duro-Last. And I, just delete,
Right.
I wasn't interested, was happy where I was at. And then ended up going to, you guys know, our big seminar that we host every year for our contractors, biggest of marketing event of the year. I ended up going to that event just as a guest of one of our contractors, essentially to hang out with my nephew while my sister and brother-in-law were in the sessions, right? And I roll up to this event in Orlando and there's Duro-Last like everywhere, right? These and I'm like, is this our Duro-Last in Saginaw, Michigan? Like, and my brother-in-law, who happens to be a contractor of ours, said, Andrea, Duro-Last is kind of a big deal. And I was like, wow, okay. So I know I'm dragging this out,
No,
but
it's
it's the
good.
serendipity. Okay, so then I get back to Saginaw. So didn't really partake in seminar, just kind of saw the impact that Duro-Last makes on the communities they take their seminar to. I was in awe. Get back, I'm at the office, run to Starbucks, see an old friend, editor of the Saginaw News, and he's sitting there with Tom Lawler, one of the guys that helped John Burt start Duro-Last, was on the board, whatnot. And he said, well, yeah, Andrew, you know all about Duro-Last. And I was like, goodness gracious. Okay, so this was the headhunter. This was the trip to Orlando. And then I'm at Starbucks and this guy that I have all this respect for starts talking to me about Duro-Last. I was like, there is something here. So I go back actually, and it had been like 3 weeks. It was still in my deleted. I find this headhunter and I reach out and I'm like, I would totally be willing to come in and just talk,
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, hands down. It was like the first interview. I was sold. I was like, I knew that those were my people, that their mission was my mission. And so that's how 7-ish years ago.
Wow. Was it
my
the
path took a-
saturation of Duro-Last everywhere and the excitement of branding and marketing what you're passionate about? Or was it more the culture that drew you to Duro-Last?
I would say initially and still to this day, it was more about the culture of Duro-Last. And right from day one, I could feel that Duro-Last doesn't just sell a product. I mean, it really is about the relationship with our contractors and our employees. And that is what sold me. And I could feel that from the people I interviewed with and met. And when you sit down with somebody and you say, tell me the worst thing about this place, pretend there's nobody listening, tell me the worst thing. And they can't come up with a darn bad thing to say about the company, you know that it's good.
These are people that have been there 40 years.
Oh, the tenure, that speaks for itself.
Yeah.
I mean, we have people that have been there 40, 45 years. I mean, Al, Steve, you name them, they're there. And what you can learn from these people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That's so powerful. Did you ever think that you would end up, you've got an esteemed career in marketing, you're a brilliant person. Did you ever think you would end up in roofing?
No, like never
does?
even thought of roofing. I mean, I'm sure like you guys, I mean, like never even knew what goes into a good roof system. A roof is a roof is a roof. Well, now it's like every flight I'm on, I'm looking down on, those two-way vents. Is that Duro-Last? Is that TPO? Is this PVC? Yeah, it's a fascinating industry.
It really is.
Yeah.
It has a lot of depth to it.
Yeah.
So what about you, Darren? What drew you to Duro-Last? What made you believe, you know what, Duro-Last is the company I want to align with? You have an esteemed career. You have a lot of history in the construction industry. That's a whole other question. How did you even end up in the construction industry? But tell us a little bit about that journey. What led you to Duro-Last?
I'll probably go with the second question first, and then we'll get to Duro-Last, if that makes more sense. There's an accent here. I don't know if you can hear it.
I hear it.
Yeah.
I do.
I grew up in Australia, and I moved to the States 25 years ago. This week, actually.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, happy anniversary.
Your golden anniversary?
To go to business school, I was looking to change careers. I was an accountant.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of people find satisfaction in that career. It wasn't for me. I was looking for something a little more tangible. I wanted to be part of it, something that was built where you could touch or feel or see.
Mm-hmm.
And didn't know what that was. Came over to come to business school, and on graduating, joined the world of building products.
Okay.
and worked for an Australian-owned company, but here in the States. And after about a year, I got into their roofing division. Was a concrete and clay roof tile. I spent a lot of time in residential roofing products before I came to Duro-Last. And when I did some projects with that business unit and was then invited to join their leadership team. And the day that I accepted, one of the senior guys in the business called me up and said, "Hey, congratulations, I hear you're taking the new role down in Florida. It's going to be great for you and great for the business. We're really excited, but do you understand what you're doing?" I was young, I'm like, hell yeah. And he said, "Once you check into the roofing hotel, you never leave."
Oh.
And he said, "You could move to a different floor. Sometimes they'll give you the corner suite. Sometimes you'll be downstairs having a great dinner with friends, but you never leave."
You never leave.
And I'll say, 20 plus years later, that's turned out to be true. And that background and that experience in roofing was ultimately the setup that led me to join Duro-Last. And the previous, companies that I worked with, we'd had change of ownership. So I was back out in the marketplace looking, and I was looking around. I knew Duro-Last by reputation. I knew it was part of this broader group of businesses that were coming together, and so wanted to see how and where I could find a way to get on people's radar screen. Found a way to do that right when the opportunity to lead Duro-Last opened up. So it was a little bit serendipitous that my timing and the organization's timing coincided, and it was a fairly short courtship. Because once you get in, you get to meet the people. I got up to Saginaw, see what we do and how we do it. It was a no-brainer at that point. So just over a year ago.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
I've heard a saying before, and you guys might agree, that the roofing industry finds you. You don't find the roofing industry.
Oh my gosh, that's so true.
Yeah, I'll say this as, a guy who grew up in Australia, came to the States to go to business school. As a kid, your friends or your parents say, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" Roofing industry was not on the list.
No one's ever said
It was a
that.
fireman and a school teacher or something. And then come across to the States to go to business school. I still wouldn't have said I was going to end up in roofing.
Right.
But as you all know, once you get in and you enjoy it, it's not just the things that we do and we can touch and feel and see, but it's about the people in the industry as well.
What do you think it is about the roofing industry that makes professionals like yourself so attracted to it and almost addicted to it once you get in? You said it well. Once you get in, you never get out, and it's a hotel. You might change floors, go to the corner suite, but that's so true. What is it about the roofing industry that captures a marketing professional, an executive level president? What is it that intrigues you, captivates you, and challenges you every day about the roofing industry?
Well, there's many layers to that answer for me, because there's a lot to it. It's easy to say it's about the people, and a lot of people say that about where they work or the company they work or the industry. But when you've been doing it a while, you learn that it's true. So a big part of it is the people, but it's what you do with the people, whether it be the contractors or the folks that work at Duro-Last or for you inside of your organization. But that's only part of it. It's what, as people, we're doing. We're providing a product that serves a very real purpose, and is faced with all kinds of challenges and opportunities, whether that be improving the product itself, how it works, changes in building codes, all of the things that help make a better product and a better solution for the building owners, whether it's home or a commercial building. That journey never ends. And so it's a continuous process of continuous improvement as an industry. And therefore, I think that's what kind of keeps it fresh and interesting as well.
It's exciting because the roofing products that you manufacture and that your contractors like Coryell Roofing apply or install are always exposed to the weather.
Yeah.
So you're ever evolving. It's not like you're selling a product that is consumer driven to the point that you're just taking orders. You have to constantly innovate. You constantly have to think forward on how do we improve our products? How do we make sure that people are protected in all the areas of the country, not just Oklahoma or Texas, but how do we protect people in Oregon? How do we protect people in New York? So that's got to be a really challenging yet exciting venture to make sure that what you're producing is actually meeting the needs no matter where it lands.
Yeah.
So What about you, Andrea? As a marketing professional, what is it about the roofing industry that excites you, intrigues you, and keeps you coming back every single day?
Um, I think, I mean, like Darren said, it really does all come back to people. But to me, it's in this industry, like trust and confidence is so important. And when you look at the profile of our typical contractor, customer, partner, I mean, you're talking second generation, third generation, family ownership. I mean, these are just relatable people that work hard to build America, to build North America, our friends in Canada too, and supply them with that. Like, it's essentially it's the fifth wall of a house, and people don't really think of that. But so for me as a marketing person, again, it comes back to it's easy to sell our product. It really is. It's more about selling and helping the contractor, build their business, build their brand in their market with a product that we know because we have an amazing innovation and quality control team that the contractor can install with all confidence.
And for you guys, it's all about the contractor. I think that's what sets Duro-Last apart in the industry. There are a lot of roofing manufacturers out there.
Yep.
And, if you go back to the history of Coryell's partnership, and we're going to talk a lot about partnership, but you go back to the history of Coryell Roofing's partnership with Duro-Last, that was established many years ago out of a desire to have a true partnership with a manufacturer. We didn't just want somebody that is willing to sell us a product. We wanted a partner that is willing to journey with us, somebody that is willing to say, we're going to stand beside you, we're going to stand behind you, and we're going to help your clients, the people that you're marketing our products to, we're going to help you make sure that they are fully protected and they have the best solutions possible. So it truly is, from a Duro-Last standpoint, that is the reason Coryell aligned with Duro-Last, is because of the partnership. How valuable is that to you guys for the contractors that you have around the country? When you look at your priorities as a manufacturer, as an organization, what is it top of mind in every decision you make?
First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth,
7th, 8th, 9th.
10th.
It's all about the
And,
partner.
and I never met the founder of our business, obviously, but it all the way goes back to the beginning of what's become the modern Duro-Last that we know today, was the view that you can manufacture the best product, but the ultimate result for the building owner is that product installed. And so at its core, how are we going to take this world's best roof? That's a claim, right?
Mhm.
So how are we going to build that and stand behind that? We're going to partner with people that know what they're doing and will work with us to understand the application and the technologies in the systems, and educate the building owners around their choices on that too. And together build a business. It was all about individual partnerships as that business grew, starting way up there in Michigan, and became a national business. And so we talk about it in the context of its core, but it really is. Everything we do is around the business that our contractor partners have built, installing our product together.
That's awesome. And I can tell you from Coryell Roofing standpoint, and I know many other contractors throughout the nation, mainly because of Seminar. I mean, we can touch on that for a second. Duro-Last, you mentioned it earlier, but
Yeah.
Duro-Last every year brings all the contractors together, recognizes them for their accomplishments, rewards them for their accomplishments, helps educate them and prepare them for what's to come. We do it every single year. That's a massive undertaking for you, Andrea. I know as a director of marketing, you plan 3 years in advance, and
So much fun.
it's year round, but it's such an incredible, awe-inspiring event for contractors like us, because it motivates our team. It inspires our team.
Mm-hmm.
We want to strive for the next levels with Duro-Last. We want to strive to learn more and be a better partner every single day. So you guys have created that platform, but through that, I've met many other contractors that they value and appreciate the Duro-Last model as well because of that direct approach. Do you see that more contractors value a partnership, or more contractors value price? What do you see in the market?
Oh,
What would they rather have?
Yeah.
they value the relationship. They value the partnership. I mean, because it's no secret, Duro-Last, I mean, we're a premium product. I mean, we're rarely probably going to win on price. So it's the custom service, the custom capabilities, the true partnership that comes along with the relationship that they're investing in,
Yeah, that's so true.
in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. It's the value of the system, but it's the partnership together. And you mentioned earlier the work that Andrea's team does. We're building a brand around Duro-Last, but it's a brand that's shared with our contractor partners, right?
Right.
And working together, not just in promoting the brand itself, but what it represents and how it's relevant in different parts of the country. That's such an important part that we're working together. It's not just, it comes back to, we're not just selling your product.
That's so valuable.
Yeah.
You mentioned that the roof is the fifth wall
Yeah.
in a building or in a house. And I think that's such a valuable statement because what we've experienced for many years in marketing in the South, what we offer, marketing Duro-Last products, marketing our services and safety and all the credentials and accomplishments that we've had, a lot of times we feel like we're marketing to a customer that has an issue they don't know they have.
Mm-hmm.
Is that fair to say?
Well, exactly.
Sometimes.
You're dealing with, and the typical building owner, the typical property owner has issues. They just don't know they have issues until it's too late.
Right.
And so it's an awareness. It's helping people understand there is a better way to do roof systems, and roof systems are not all equal.
No.
And so we have to set ourselves apart in that, raise awareness, help them understand if you're exposed or you're vulnerable. Let's take care of that before we see water coming into the building. Let's
Right.
take care of that before it's too late and it becomes an emergency situation. So a very proactive approach with our clients. And I believe you guys have done that with your manufacturing and your quality control to make sure that you're putting a product out there that people don't have to worry about.
Right.
What do you think sets Duro-Last apart in the industry from a quality standpoint? What makes you so unique?
Oh my goodness. Well, you've been up to our facility in Saginaw, our headquarters, and been through our lab and the rigorous testing that our products go through. Just the other day, we were talking about Mary Kutris, who's just a godsend for us, and just the critical from wind to hail to UV exposure. I mean, everything that our product goes through. I get to take it for granted as a marketer because I never really have to I never have to worry about the product that we're selling being good enough because we have a fabulous team that ensures that nothing is going out that door and into the hands of our contractor without being something that you can count on, which is obviously backed by our world-class warranties. I mean, the warranty program that Duro-Last has because of the confidence in our product, and then the whole QA initiative, where our tech reps come out then and inspect it, and don't issue the warranty until they inspect the roof. I mean, that's just confidence upon confidence upon confidence at each step from the manufacturing side.
That's extremely good. So,
Yeah.
Darren, from your perspective, after a year of being behind the wheel of the ship at Duro-Last, what do you think is the most unique thing that gives Duro-Last an advantage in the market?
The most.
The most unique thing.
Wow. I hate to say it because I'm going to sound a little bit like a broken
Contractor.
record. It's a contractor, and for anyone who's watching this that doesn't know us or doesn't know one of our contractors, it may sound a little, I don't know, trite or something, but once you understand and you're in it, or you attend seminar, you guys talked about what that is, and you understand the reality of what it is and how when the rubber meets the road, how we're working together, providing solutions ultimately for the building owner, that's, and the people that live and work in those buildings. That's it. It's that simple. And so that's the true north, or the thing that is out there that kind of is at the center of everything we do as we grow and improve and invest and all the things we do. It's the cornerstone. It's everything.
I don't think you can say contractor too much.
We don't either.
Just keep preaching that, because
Yeah.
if that's
And
your most unique thing
Yeah.
that sets Duro-Last apart in the industry, because I agree with you 100%.
Right.
I would argue with anybody that you could build the world's best product, which you do. Duro-Last does. I'm stating that right now.
The world's best roof.
The world's best roof.
Yeah.
You could build that, but if you don't have contractors that understand, appreciate it, value it, and know how to carry it forward,
Correct.
and know how to apply it, and know how to present it, if you don't have that, it doesn't do you any good. Right? That's a fair statement.
Yeah, really, the world's best roof is only as good as the world's best contractors. I mean, truly.
There you have it. We said it here.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the camera. We said it today. But it truly is. And that partnership, it all goes back to that partnership. And I know we're kind of beating that horse, but ultimately, I don't think any manufacturer has the value that they should unless they align with the right contractors.
Yeah. And that's not saying others in other ways that they do, take their contractors for granted or anything like that. It's not about that. It's the integrity of the partnership that allows our contractors to stand with us behind them behind us, with the building owners. That it's something very unique. And I'm very passionate about. Andrea can tell you from, I think, the first time I was in front of a group of employees at Duro-Last, as the new guy, everyone's waiting. What's going to happen? What's going to change? He talks kind of different, where is this going? And, to be able to set everyone's mind at rest, that the new guy hasn't come in to change the things that set us apart, was really important. And I think a year in, everybody gets that. That's just not words too. And that, as we grow and evolve, we can do that without letting go of what's made us all, our contractors and our business, the success that it is.
Well, I personally want to thank you for that, because I've seen it. I've witnessed it over the past year. And you're right. It was not just the Duro-Last team that was concerned or had some hesitancy of, oh, there's a change in leadership. What's going to change about Duro-Last? The rumor mills swirl, and honest, rightfully so. When you have something as special as we do with Duro-Last that our customers get to benefit from. I mean, we work with education clients all over 6 states and expanding. We're getting ready to open up in Florida and a bunch of the southeastern states because we've been asked to come there. We value our relationship with Duro-Last because we know that gives a better experience to our customers.
Right.
We know that they can count on us, and they can count on who's behind us manufacturing that product, the quality. But that value can only be extrapolated through a partnership where both parties understand that and value it. So when we saw you come in, Darren, we had concerns. What's going to change? What's going to be different? And I remember you saying, one of the first things you said is, we're not changing the fabric of Duro-Last. We are going to improve it. We're not changing how we go to market. We're going to improve it. And you've stayed true to your word. So I'm thankful for that. I think it's a fantastic, and not everybody's always going to agree with the approach, or not everybody is going to see it when you see it. But I think you're showing the industry, Duro-Last is a leader. Duro-Last is setting themselves apart in quality. And a lot of that has to do with the contractors, and holding true to your contractors has been one of the most valuable things to us and to a lot of the other people we know. So thank you for that.
No, thank you. And thanks for the chance. You can't say it enough when you get the honor of sitting in the seat as the president of the company, right? And so we have our forums that we generate. I talk it, internally to our folks that work for us. And here you are inviting me to sit on a podcast in Dallas. You got to say it out loud, and you got to continue to say it because it's important. And the other thing, if I could go back to your original question, the second thing, which is up there right with it, is our people allow us to make these promises and these commitments to our contractors.
Very true.
And so the culture of the organization, no matter where folks work and what their profession is or what they do on a day-to-day basis, Duro-Last has been built around people knowing what they do and how it impacts the contractor and ultimately the building owner. That's pretty special. I've been in other businesses that aspire to have, what we can't take for granted, and I certainly don't.
So part of setting the standard is understanding what you're offering your customers and then understanding the right solution for your customers. So that's what we're proud to align with Duro-Last, because we have the confidence in knowing, as we're setting standards, as we're encouraging our clients to adopt those standards, we know that they're getting the best of the best, and the people are behind that. We have such a confidence. Our team is so excited to work with the Duro-Last team every day. So a little bit of bragging on Coryell Roofing. You guys are aware of this, but I'm going to state it for the record.
It's your show, Chris.
We were the top contractor for Duro-Last in 2023, crowned in Tampa as Contractor of the Year in January of 2024. That was a proud moment for our team. We're not done yet.
Yay.
But that was a proud moment. And then on the heels of that, in December of 2024, we were named Roofing Contractor of the Year, Commercial Roofing Contractor of the Year by Roofing Contractor magazine. So those awards, we're an award-winning contractor, and we're all proud of that. Our team embraces it every single day, and it opens doors for us. But what it also does is, I've had, through speaking engagements and through visibility due to these awards, I've had a lot of contractors come to me, whether it be social media, reaching out by email. I've had some text me, and even at some seminars and conferences, they've come up to me and they said, what would you recommend to a young contractor, somebody just getting into the industry? What would you recommend? And I always tell them, differentiate yourself, find your niche and stay in it, and pick a horse and ride it.
Exactly.
That's the thing.
Hit your horse.
There are a lot of contractors that make the mistake of diversifying themselves so much amongst so many different products and manufacturers and solutions that it gets diluted and nobody really knows, what do you stand behind? What do you believe in? And I think that has made all the difference in the world for Coryell Roofing, because our alignment with Duro-Last and our partnership with Duro-Last and the people at Duro-Last has helped us to elevate and grow. And there is no question in the minds of our customers and in the minds of the building owners that we're trying to work with and guide, they don't question at all who we're aligned with. They know immediately they've got Duro-Last. And so that's quite a privilege and an honor when you have other contractors coming to you saying,
absolutely,
what would you recommend?
Yeah.
So I would have to ask you guys the same question that they ask me. As you deal with contractors across the country, which you do, there's probably a line of contractors trying to get in the door of Duro-Last right now. What do you tell them when they ask you, what's the key to success with the Duro-Last product line?
Not to piggyback on just steal what you said, but as you were saying that, what popped in my head is, you have to hitch your wagon to the right horse and stay with that horse. Duro-Last might not be the right horse for everybody, because it really is a two-way street with our contractors. We rely on your team as much as you rely on us, and that's not in some contractors' best interest, or that's not their business model. Maybe they prefer distribution. But if you know that you want to join a team that's an extension of your smaller contracting company, if our business model that truly is more like a family, like we talked about seminar, that's more like a family reunion. Yeah, you come, we celebrate you, we educate you, we party with you, but it's a giant family reunion. And if that contractor has that desire and that need for, to see that reciprocity in a relationship, that's would be my advice to them, is hitch it to the Duro-Last wagon if we're the right horse for you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Stay true to that.
Yeah.
Do you think that's good advice?
I think it is. I think you've both done a great job at summing it up. And I was listening to you in the initial point and question, Chris, and reminds me of my first Duro-Last sales seminar, which wasn't that long ago. And that's where you begin to really understand on steroids what the relationships and how many contractors we have. And I had a conversation that just came crystal clear back to me. Young contractor, wasn't his first gig for sure, but setting up his own business, hand that shingle out with his name on it, became a Duro-Last contractor in the last couple of years, and telling me the story about the business that he's building in his part of the country, leveraging what we've had to offer, but building his business with our support, and then introduced me to a couple of members of his team who are also, riding that journey with them, and what that means to them as guys who do what they do every day on the roof, but what it's beginning to mean for them and their families and everyone that's on their team as they build this, successful enterprise on their own. It's about everyone needs to, as you said, Andrea, I think everyone needs to find their own right lane, and when you find it, follow the true north.
Because you can attest to it, Chris, it's not just the roofing product. I mean, our nationwide army of tech reps, they're your nationwide army of tech reps. Our marketing team is our contractors marketing team, our innovation team, our customer service team. It's just an extension of the contractors team.
Do you know how good that feels to a contractor like us to know that we have this big, giant, strong company right behind us, ready to assist at any minute, that we can go into any situation, any scenario with any client? And you get a lot of surprises in the roofing industry. You just do.
Yeah.
We find
the nature of the
Absolutely.
it's
Nature of the
construction.
yeah.
But the one thing that we always know, no matter what situation we're in, no matter if it's a sales situation or a service situation or a production situation where we're installing a very complicated roof, our entire team knows that we have Duro-Last one phone call away.
Yep.
And they'll be on that roof with us tomorrow.
Yep.
And that should give all of the Coryell roofing clients out there that we work with on a regular basis the confidence to know that, you know what, these guys are bigger than they appear because they have this massive extension of the Duro-Last family behind them. That's powerful. So I'm going to shift gears a little bit.
Sure.
It's still about partnership, but I get questioned a lot on the setting the standard. Like, I've had other contractors ask me, why would you do this? Like, why would you try to promote higher standards for an entire industry? And my response to that is, if we don't do that, number one, Coryell Roofing can't change an industry on its own. We can't.
Sure.
We can't focus. We can't be the only contractor that is out there saying there's a better way to do this. We have to change how we do things. And so if you educate, inform, and bring awareness to other contractors across the nation, then what you do is ultimately it's the pebble in a pond, that ripple effect.
Exactly.
It eventually reaches the shoreline. And I believe we're doing that. I truly believe that what we're doing is making a difference. And what makes me so proud to have you guys here today is that part of setting the standard, in my eyes, is calling all other contractors to rise up. It's calling them to a higher standard. We are setting the standard, we're raising awareness, but it's empowering others to do the exact same thing. And does that put us in a competitive situation? It might. It absolutely might. We're not afraid to compete with people that are on the same quality level as we are. We're not afraid to compete with other Duro-Last contractors because we know the end user is getting what they deserve. We know that they're ultimately getting the best solution. So, do you guys feel like that's a beneficial thing, that we share this message of the power and relationship and partnership with Duro-Last with as many contractors as we can across the United States? Call them all up. Let's raise the standards. Let's set the standards, and let's change this industry together. Do you feel like that's a powerful movement?
Of course it is. I think at the end of the day, you mentioned you can't lose sight of the building owner, and sometimes, if you go all the way back to earlier in our conversation, when the water's coming in the building, that's the worst time to start to begin to understand the roof on your building. When that happens, we're here to help, but we can start that journey together a long time before that. Plan whether you've got one building or a campus of buildings or a network of buildings. It's a smart way to manage your assets. But together, at the end of the day, what we're trying to do is educate that owner who doesn't live in the roofing technical world that you all do and we do as the manufacturer, to understand what they're buying. And there are different options in different parts of the country. You mentioned the complexity of all the climates and regions and different building codes. Educating folks so that they can make the right decision and buy the right system for their building and their needs is a big part of what collectively the industry has to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's the right
that-
thing to do, right?
It
I
is.
mean,
It is.
raising the standard is the right thing to do, and I think that's why it kind of feels easy sometimes, and you're pioneering that, so we appreciate that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's a joy. It's exciting to get to see the results of it. We are starting to see that. We're starting to see it in all the states that we work in, that contractors are stepping up. They're saying, oh, we can't just throw out inferior solutions. And so that makes me excited about where the industry is going. I think you guys are very excited about where the roofing industry is going and the changes that we're seeing in it. You know, you talked about how partnership is the most unique thing, the people, the contractors, the partnership that you have. Aside from that, Darren, in the past year that you've been with Duro-Last, tell me about the extra measures that you've been awe-inspired about that Duro-Last takes for quality control, precision manufacturing. What is it that has captivated you that anybody listening to this right now would say, oh, I need to check into Duro-Last. Like, I need to talk to Coryell about Duro-Last right now, or any other Duro-Last contractor, because that really sets them apart.
I would say I'm going to talk about people again, because people make everything.
Yeah.
So it's our people that work in the technical areas. And what I love as a guy who is not a building material scientist, I don't know if you can tell by looking at me, right? But the smart people that understand the chemistry of our product and how we build a resilient product, maintain that, and how the components of the system come together, and are able to live and breathe and are motivated by that and convey that to people like me that are not the technical guy. That is one thing that's really kind of stood out for me as I work with our team. And then watching it come to life when I see them in technical demonstrations, product demonstrations, training folks that come to our campus in Saginaw, Michigan, or at any of the other locations we've got around the country, seeing that technical knowledge come to life and sharing it, that's part of what's made this successful inside these partnerships that we talk about.
It's back to the people.
Yeah.
Always back to the people.
Yeah.
Well, I think one of the things, as Coryell promotes Duro-Last to all of our clients in our coverage area, one of the things that we've always been so excited about promoting is the fact that Duro-Last is a family of products that comes together to form a system. A roof is a system. It's not just, and a lot of people get confused by that. The TPO is thrown out as a slang word, and single ply roofs, they think everything is created equal, and it's not. No. And one of the strongest features of the Duro-Last lineup that we've always keyed in on in helping clients understand what the benefit is in Duro-Last, when you look at the end result of a roof system, if we install a roof system or any other Duro-Last contractor does, the end result of that is they should have a watertight, long-term, energy efficient solution with a warranty they can trust. Is that fair to say?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep.
So how do you make sure that the warranty that certificate holder is in possession of is going to last the term of that? And it goes back to those people and the quality control. But it's also the entire system brought together. And I think this is what gives us such an exceptional advantage in the market when we show Duro-Last to our clients. Edge to edge, deck to sky. That's a phrase that Duro-Last coined and marketed. And do you still feel like that's a relevant marketing campaign, edge to edge, deck to sky?
It's one of our key differentiators. Okay. I mean, for you to be able to call us, any of our contractors, and get anything they need from the edge to the edge and the deck to the sky in one order. I mean,
But what does that mean, Andrea? If somebody's listening to this today, they've never they know they're going to have to buy a roof at some point.
Yeah.
You know, it might be a school that hears this conversation and they say, why would I consider Duro-Last? Why is edge-to-edge deck to sky so important?
Well, I guess in layman's terms, think you're one-stop shop. I mean, you can come to us for everything from the ISO or fan fold to the membrane to the two-piece compression, and you're working with our team of experts that can help you build that system, that cake, all the
Yep.
layers of your cake based on your region, based on your zones, wind compliance, all of that kind of good stuff. And our team helps you build that system, and you order it and deal with one manufacturer that's manufacturing and producing all of that stuff and shipping it to you or your job site. I mean, that's just the simplicity.
And I think, Andrea, just to build on that, it's with that understanding about how those components come together to be a system. It's not just a catchphrase that is a way of describing the bundle of stuff that makes up a roof. The components and how they work in different regions of the country, whether it be climate or wind or all these things, that provide the system that then provides the longevity that the building owner is looking for, that allows us to also write a warranty that we're very comfortable standing behind. But understanding edge to edge, deck to sky, but how it all comes together and how those individual components make it up, and the quality control around each of the components. We're known for a high quality PVC membrane. That's only one part of the system, right?
Yeah,
Maybe
it's
the
such a
bit that,
small part too.
and if you're a building owner and you get a nice new roof and you go up and have a look, you can look at that and you can see that, but it's everything that supports that and how it comes together.
Yeah, and most people don't really think about that. And it's fair.
Why would
They
you?
shouldn't.
Yeah, why? Yeah.
We shouldn't expect people to think about their roofs.
Yes.
If we're doing it right, if we're responsible, you're responsible as a manufacturer, we're responsible as a contractor, they shouldn't have to think about their roofs.
Right.
Like in the education space where we work, those are educators.
Right.
They need to be educating students.
Yeah,
Why?
the
Because we
future
need
of America.
to improve our education in America. But if they're distracted by roofing issues all the time, we're not doing our job. We're not doing for them what we're supposed to be doing so they can focus on what they're supposed to be doing. So we feel so excited and comfortable recommending to our clients Duro-Last and the proven processes and the warranties behind it, because we know when John R. Burt founded Duro-Last and started manufacturing a single ply membrane, a PVC single ply membrane, that was the first component in the system. And then through the evolution of Duro-Last, you guys and your team started looking at the additional components. What about the edge metal? If a roof fails, it's not always the fault of the single ply or a fastener or anything. A lot of times that fails because of the edge metal blowing off first. So how can we actually take and improve that process? Y'all did not just sit back and wait for somebody else to improve it. You developed processes to improve it. So that was Exceptional Metals, one of the members in the family of products. And then what about fasteners? How can we improve the fasteners that we make to make this system even more rugged and rigid and durable and stand behind that warranty again? And the insulation and the adhesives and the rigid cover boards. You guys have brought it, I don't want anybody to confuse that Duro-Last is just a roof in a box. That is not the case.
No.
What Duro-Last has done is built very unique, high quality components of a roofing system, brought them all together, used engineering resources to design, certify, and test those systems, and then made them available to contractors to apply to people's buildings. So when you buy a Duro-Last roof from a certified Duro-Last contractor, is it fair to say you are getting an edge-to-edge, deck-to-sky roof system that's Duro-Last stands behind and warranties and has confidence to do that? That's fair to say, right?
Oh,
It
absolutely.
sure is.
Yeah.
So
can
why
tell
would you
you
buy
that-
anything else?
Exactly. You can tell you do this for a living, Chris. You sum it right up.
I'm like, oh, Chris, you want to join our marketing team? 'Cause, like, that is great.
We've sold
Yeah.
a few roofs.
Yeah.
Have you? You've done one or two?
We've done it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's exciting to be a part of the Duro-Last family, and I want to thank you guys so much for being here today. Do you have any other thoughts on the industry, anything that you want to add to the listeners that sets Duro-Last apart, just in closing?
If I could just thank you and the Coryell team. I mean, coming back to setting and raising the standards. I mean, because like anything in life, these building owners, these educators, yeah, that's not their profession, but they need to know what's available to them. They need to know what a good system is before they can make a decision to buy it. So thank you guys for going out there and carrying the flag, the Duro-Last flag, and doing what's right in the industry.
Thanks for allowing us to.
Yeah.
I say all the time that we're a NASCAR on a racetrack, and we got Duro-Last on our car, and we're running hard.
Yeah,
So it's good.
Yeah, that's the
Any thoughts, Darren?
Yeah, look, I think at the end of the day, the partnerships we've talked a lot about are built on people, and it's all built around trust. But back to what you and all the contractors do, the building owner who doesn't understand the building science of the roofing system, or maybe learning that, they're looking for someone who's a trusted advisor to them so they can make the right economic, short-term, medium-term, and long-term decisions to protect the building, the major asset, and the people that live and work in that. We talked about education. It could be a nursing home. It could be all kinds of things happen in buildings, right? And so at its core, that's about them building trust with the contractor that they're getting the best advice to make the best decision. And so I think hopefully today, talking about these things helps bring that to life. It's one of the best ways I know how to do it. So yeah, I appreciate the opportunity. This is not how I usually spend my days, as I tell you. I mean, we sit down and talk all the time, but sitting down in a podcast format is not something we do every day, but really appreciate the opportunity to do it. And as always, it's always fun to sit down and chat with you and the team at Coryell.
It is fun. You guys are very busy, so thank you for taking time out of your
Our
schedules.
pleasure.
It's such an honor to have you here as a partner, and we're proud to represent Duro-Last, proud to offer it to our clients. And to anybody that's listening to this or has heard the message, you know, we're excited to be a part of the Duro-Last family. And you have to think in terms of 1 + 1 = 2, the force multiplier of Duro-Last times Coryell Roofing, or Coryell Roofing times Duro-Last. We multiply each other. So as you're considering roof systems and as you consider decisions that you're going to make for your facilities all over the South, we want you to make sure that you consider Duro-Last, Coryell Roofing, and that strong contractor partnership that Darren and Andrea have keyed in on. Thank you guys again. Appreciate it. That's setting the standard. Thanks for being here. Bye.